Hello guys, welcome biggity big to another video. So in this video I want to talk about the importance of delayed gratification, but also the dark side of it, about how you can do everything correctly and still be punished for it. So in the Stanford Marshmellow experiment that was carried out sometime in the 1960s, this was a social experiment where they put about 40 kids into one classroom, and then they gave them each one marshmallow. Then they told the kids that if they waited 30 minutes before eating that marshmallow, they would get a second marshmallow. But if they ate it before the 30 minutes was up, then they wouldn't get an extra marshmallow. So of course, most of the kids, being kids, they were like, yeah, none of them were teenagers, who knows. But most of them ate their marshmallows pretty quickly, if not immediately. Very few waited to qualify for that second marshmallow. So the point of this experiment was an exercise in delayed gratification. But when they later tracked those kids throughout their lives, well into adulthood, they found out that the kids who passed the test, the kids who waited to get the second marshmallow ended up performing better in all other metrics throughout their life. So I just spat all over the camera. So the kids who waited were generally in either happy relationships, or they had vibrant social lives, or they were happily married, or they earned more money in general. They had better physical health, and they got involved in degenerate behaviors like gangsterism, crime, drugs, reckless sex, less often, if at all, compared to the kids who ate their marshmallows before the experiment was over. So that one little test demonstrated the vast differences in potential that come after one decision to eat just a simple marshmallow. Whether you choose to eat it now or you eat it later, that subtle thing was such a huge indicator of potential. So I wonder, based on that experiment, I wonder if that marshmallow experiment I wonder if the experiment would have turned out differently. If those children had been told that not only would they get a second marshmallow for waiting, but if they waited in the wrong way, then they might lose the one they have as well and still get nothing. So the point of this simulation, right, was to illustrate real life on a micro scale. That, you wait, the longer you wait, the bigger the returns you get in general, if it's a wise investment anyway. But in real life, delayed gratification doesn't always guarantee gratification. I don't want to sound nihilistic or like black pill about this. I think it's just a realistic perspective to understand that shit happens, and sometimes you have no control over the shit that happens. So in real life, delayed gratification doesn't guarantee gratification, because in real life, even though you do everything right, you can be rewarded, right? But you can still do everything right and be punished for one minor thing that you did wrong, or still end up getting punished for a minor thing that was way out of your control. If those kids had been told, you can get a second marshmallow, but if you do anything other than look at the marshmallow for 30 minutes, then you will lose this one, would those kids have been as patient? Because the ones who passed only did so because they employed different coping strategies to make the time pass faster, like looking away from the marshmallow or covering it with a piece of their clothing so they kind of forget it, or going to a different side of the room to just be far away from the temptation that they were in. So if they weren't allowed to employ those strategies, you won't be allowed to do many things in real life, or you won't just simply have the power to do many things in real life, then I just wonder how differently that test would have turned out. It's easy to wait when there is a guarantee at the end of your period. At least that's what I think. It's easier to wait. But when the guarantee isn't guaranteed, when the thing you have now you might also lose, in addition to the thing you might not end up gaining, that's when waiting becomes more of a psychological challenge. The kids who failed could have employed either one of these two lines of reasoning, like, why wait? It's my marshmallow, right? Or the other line of reasoning they could have employed was, it's going to take too long to get that second marshmallow, so it's not even worth the wait. So I think it's easier to be patient when you have a guaranteed payoff. But once the thing you're waiting for has less than 100% chance of failure, and on top, no, has less than 100% chance of success, and on top of that, you might fail even further than that, then yeah, like you might lose the thing you already have, then yeah, even fewer people will pass that test. You see, I think our brains always push us to be safe over being excellent, because excellence comes at two costs. One, the cost of missing out on now, and two, the cost of potentially missing out on later. So because missing out later would guarantee that you at least survive now, our mammalian brain, at least I think that's what it is that that part of our brain always makes the safer option seem more enticing, because I just need to survive a little bit longer, right? That's the line of reasoning, the primal, like, hardware of our brains. Our brains are hardwired for survival. Thriving is something that we have to actually actively pursue. It's something that we have to go beyond our currently acknowledged limits. It's something that we have to actively pursue. Like the kids who pursued the second marshmallow by enduring the pain that they knew would pass. But if you know that not only might this pain not pass, it could actually get worse, then yeah, the potential payoff seems far too risky to even be worth it. So anyway, this is a concept. This concept of like delaying gratification, but also understanding that gratification might never come, is a concept I explored in the song No Escape on my 52 Songs project from last year. Basically, it's asking the question, will you still chase excellence if you might get punished more severely for chasing excellence than your current circumstances? Like, people usually think, oh, I'm at rock bottom, the only way now is up. But what if you could actually sink further than that, simply for pursuing your way up? Would you still do it if there's no escape? Basically. So anyway, that's today's essay. If you got any value out of this, stick around for more insightful takes like this by hitting that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. So find the song No Escape at the link in the description to this video. Peace.